Rangers are ready to explode into action, and today's massive Champions League clash in Athens could change everything. Ridvan Yilmaz looks set to leave, with Besiktas circling and the clock ticking. 49ers' lure already pays off as more to Rangers transfer update drops. Ferguson shares immense Jack Butland admission at Rangers. Rangers in the mix to sign £7 million striker who's wanted Ibrox move in the past. Strap in, it's all heating up, and by the end of today, our season could already be rewritten. Ridvan Yilmaz, remember him? The Turkish left-back who arrived at Ibrox with bags of promise and a decent wee buzz around him, looks like he's edging closer to the exit door. Reports from Turkey suggest Besiktas are ready to crank up their efforts to bring him back, and the big clue, he's been left out of our Champions League squad. No place for him against Panathinaikos, despite us carrying that precious 2-goal cushion into the second leg. That's no oversight. That's a clear message. Now, let's not forget, injuries have plagued his time at Ibrox. Only 26 appearances last season and just 16 in the league. You need more than a decent Instagram reel to make it at Rangers, and Ridvan's just never really cemented a place. A shame. Maybe, but if you can't stay fit, you can't contribute. It's that simple. Besiktas are waiting on their Europa League fate before fully pushing for the deal, but make no mistake, the wheels are turning. That return to Istanbul is looking more and more likely by the day. Now, over on the other side, Russell Martin's rebuild is rumbling on. 7 new faces in the door, and number 8's not far off. But let's talk about the cult figure himself, Haji. He's officially a free agent now after calling time on his 4.5-year spell at Ibrox. And while Legia Warsaw want him, it's going to take more than a cheeky offer to tempt him. His agent has made it crystal clear, if they want Haji, they'll need to cough up a cool £1 million just to sign him, and then hand him £600,000 per year in wages. That's not peanuts, that's a statement. Legia's manager might be his old gaffer from the Romania national team, but nostalgia doesn't pay the bills. Haji knows his worth, and so do we. Whether he ends up in Poland or elsewhere, one thing's certain, he'll never be forgotten at Ibrox. But here's the real question for you to chew on. If Ridvan goes and Haji's out the door, do you honestly believe this squad is better off with Russell Martin's new signings, or are we starting to see a bit too much churn without enough proven quality coming in? Right then, buckle up, because Rangers are making serious moves, and this one's got folk talking. 17-year-old Mikey Moore is all set to become the latest name through the Ibrox doors, and let's be clear, this is nae some punt in the dark. This lad's been chased by a whole heap of championship clubs down south, including Ryan Mason's West Brom, but he's picked Rangers. He's chosen you. That's nae small thing, and it tells you plenty about the ambition being shown at Ibrox right now. Tottenham see him as a real gem. He made 19 appearances last season across the Premier League, Europa League, and domestic cups. 2 goals and 3 assists in just over 800 minutes. Not too shabby for a player barely old enough to order a pint. But the key is this: Spurs rate him so highly they've ruled out any buy option. This is a straight loan until June 2026, with the express goal of giving him top-level experience, and they believe Rangers is the right place to do it. And why's that? Enter Russell Martin. Say what you want, but Martin's pulling strings that few managers at Ibrox have in recent years. His rep down south is strong enough that Tottenham are willing to trust him with one of their most promising talents. Martin's admired Moore since his time at Southampton, and now he's convinced him to come north, even with other offers on the table. That doesn't happen without serious persuasion and a clear plan. Now, yes, the squad's getting heavy on wingers, with Gassama and Cortez already in the mix, but if you've got ambitions to fight across all fronts, you need depth. Champions League, Premiership, Cups, there's no time to breathe. And injuries don't wait for anyone. The influence of the 49ers and Andrew Kavanagh's new backing is plain to see. This isn't just about getting warm bodies in the door. It's about building a proper project, one that attracts rising stars and keeps Ibrox competitive beyond the domestic scene. Moore's a talented young player, but if he's good enough to start, what does that say about the level of our current wide men? Should a 17-year-old on loan be walking into the starting 11 of Rangers Football Club? Now, here's one for the redemption arc lovers. Jack Butland, the man who many were ready to write off just a few months ago, might just be clawing his way back to being the number one at Ibrox. It wasn't all sunshine last season. Butland had a tough spell, no hiding from that. High-profile errors, lost confidence, and eventually he was benched. Barry Ferguson, acting as interim manager, made the call to drop him for Liam Kelly, and you know that wasn't taken lightly. But now speaking out, Ferguson's holding his hands up and calling Butland's recent showing against Panathinaikos immense. And it really was. You watched it. Big saves, presence, control. It was the kind of performance you want from your Rangers keeper when the pressure's on and the stakes are massive. Ferguson admitted it was one of the hardest decisions he's ever had to make, but what matters is what came after. Butland didn't sulk, he didn't point fingers. He got his head down, worked all summer, and he's come back swinging. Statistically, last season wasn't a total disaster. 38 appearances, 12 clean sheets, but 44 goals conceded is far too many at a club like Rangers. Still, if there's one thing you love in your keeper, it's fight, and Butland's clearly got it. Now, under Russell Martin, who's known for demanding keepers who are confident with the ball at their feet, Butland's being given a chance to reset, and so far, he's not put a foot wrong. There was noise about Aaron Ramsdale and other replacements, but none of that has materialized. Could be Martin's seen enough already. And here's the kicker. If Butland guides Rangers through the Champions League qualifiers, helps us hit that group stage jackpot, and keeps the defense tight along the way, folk will forget the dip, they'll forget the dropped points, and they'll remember the redemption. After the howlers and the drop in form last season, do you honestly trust Jack Butland to be the man between the sticks for a title-winning Rangers side? Or should we still be looking for better before the window slams shut? Matija Frigan, remember the name, because there's noise building. The 22-year-old Croatian, currently banging them in for Westerlo, is back on the radar, and this time the path might actually be clear. Elche in Spain fancy him, sure, and they're confident they'll land him for £5 million, but Westerlo are standing firm. They want £7 million. That might just be the opening Rangers need to swoop in and do the deal. Now, let's be honest, £7 million is not pocket change for a Scottish club. But this is a lad who scored 20 goals in 73 games, who's played across Croatia's youth ranks with decent success, and who can slot in through the middle, out wide, or even drop deeper. Versatility, age, pedigree, he's got all three. And if you're losing someone like Hamza Igamane, you need more than a warm body to replace him. But here's the juicy bit. There's already been reports that Frigan wants Ibrox. He's fancied the move in the past. That matters. Players coming here with desire and hunger always go further than mercenaries collecting a wage. Russell Martin's been clear about his expectations. He needs everyone all in. After that sloppy pre-season draw with Middlesbrough, you know he's not settling for passengers. He wants players who live and breathe the badge. If Frigan's keen, and if the club can find the cash, this could be a brilliant bit of business. Should Rangers really be gambling £7 million on a player from the Belgian league, or should that kind of money be going toward proven firepower who's already delivered at a higher level? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.